Ready.
Are we good?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Hello and welcome to the Unkindness Lounge, episode 8, Awaken. Thanks for the resub. I appreciate you, man. So,
Yeah. We've got guest Sominic on today for another
Yes.
episode. And yeah, like always, I'm Ravenclaw.
I'm Lizardnutta.
And yeah,
I'm Sominic.
yeah. Yes, thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so Sominic's been in the community longer than me and Raven have, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
And he's been an important role as well. Sonic's one of those people that's kind of like Supreme Steph. They just kind of pop up in every stream you seem to go in. They're just always around, so it's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Before we get started, I wanted to say, if you are in the chat, keep on chatting. We'll notice every message you say. We really, really appreciate it. We might just not address it right away because we get distracted really easy, and we want to stay like as on topic as we can. Because in the end, it's all about the man of the hour, Sominic.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
Yep. And we'll take any like questions and stuff like that at the end. So
Yeah.
feel free to chat away, guys.
So Sominic, how have you been?
Been well. I'm sort of on a British sleeping pattern at the moment, so this is probably gonna mess it up for me. But we're good.
Cool.
Nice. Yeah, what have you been up to?
Not too much. Mainly playing Valheim recently.
Oh yeah.
Oh cool. Yeah.
So yeah, just kind of getting lost in that.
Are you gonna stream any of that? Or have you?
I haven't streamed any. I don't know how well my laptop will handle playing the game.
Oh yeah, that's right. You have a laptop.
So although like I've played streamed a bit of like Phasma and things like that, I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
How well it'll run is. So kind of like, I guess it'll be like a test thing.
Before we get too far into it, Dream just hit with the raid. Dream Team. What's Dreamcality? Oh no, who made that one? Let me guess. Dream Team, what is going on? Thank you guys. Welcome in. Thanks for the follows.
Welcome in. Right at the start too. Perfect timing.
Yeah, you guys are amazing.
Started.
Yeah, you guys haven't missed much. So I just want to say real quick, since you guys are all here, keep chatting away. We'll see the chat. We read everything. But we're probably not going to acknowledge it as much while we're doing the podcast, just so we don't get off topic, because we get distracted really, really easily. But at the end, we will have like a Q&A for Somnic, so go ahead and pop in questions in chat, and if someone could take note of them or whatever, we'll ask them all at the end. So yeah, welcome in, guys.
Yeah,
all
welcome
right,
in.
Back to Samiwami.
Yeah, so
we're talking about Valheim, right?
Yes, I still have not watched anyone play that, and I really want to. So if you do a test stream, you'll have to let me know.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, for sure. I don't even really know what the game is about. I mean, I kind of do. It's a survival sort of game, right?
Yeah, and you kind of you're starting off with nothing. You kind of gather your wood and whatever, make your weapons, and kind of progress from there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Sort of like a Rust game or Ark Survival.
Yeah, kind of a bit like them.
Right.
But it's like more kind of Viking-y based.
Gotcha. Cool.
Sorry, I keep looking down because my cat's like wandering around and scratching the chair.
Happens.
Like, she may jump up. I don't know.
I guess the first thing we should talk about is how you got involved with the community. Like, I kind of know the story, but I want to hear it from your perspective because I always get it mixed up.
I don't even know if I know any like the story, so this will be interesting.
I'm pretty sure you got introduced through 40 somehow, which she knows 40 IRL, but
Yeah, so me and 40 we met probably about 5 years ago now, through a mutual friend. So we started gaming through there. And then it wasn't too long after Animal Crossing came out, or maybe until like I got into Animal Crossing. But I had some good turnip prices, and 40 was just like, oh, I know someone that needs like turnips sold, and I was like, okay, just let them know. And then 40 introduced me to Zarn.
Zarners.
So I met Zarners, and then I think it was the same day. And like maybe a couple of hours later, 40 was like, oh, I've got someone else that wants to sell turnips as well, and then that was Dream. So I met
That's crazy.
Met Dream through selling turnips.
That's like, what are the odds of that?
What
That's
a good
so
story.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
such a unique story.
Not even
So
through their
Zarn
streams or
needed the
anything.
turnips first,
yeah,
and then it was Dream. That is so funny.
That's
All through 40.
amazing.
We give 40 a lot of crap, but he deserves credit for that one, I suppose.
Yeah.
If he does one thing right, it's friendship. His KD games and stuff, not so much, but that's okay. That's awesome. So shortly after you met them, you just kind of got into like watching their streams, or were you already watching streams and stuff? This was back in the Mixer days, I know. So
yeah, so I wasn't really like into Mixer at all. I was mainly watching Twitch. So kind of my introduction to Mixer was through Zarn and Dream, and 40 then like obviously taking me over. And where I didn't have like an app on my phone, I always found it like hard to keep up. So if I was there wasn't anything interesting like on my end happening on Twitch, I'd always check out Mixer and then see if Zarn or Dream are live.
gotcha.
And kind of started hanging out from there.
So what got past the turnips to like actually watching their streams? Was that just because of 40 also like saying they were cool people, or?
Yeah, being Animal Crossing, like streaming Animal Crossing at the time, and me playing the game, so kind of like go back and check them out. So yeah, it was kind of just through that really.
That's cool.
And then once I moved over to Twitch, it was easier for me, where I started on Twitch before Mixer. So then obviously followed them over.
Yeah, I still remember those days when we were first meeting each other. Most of the conversation was in Zarner's chat. We used to spend hours, me, KP, Zarn, Supreme Steph, and Somnic, and we would literally just talk about food. Like, that's all we talked about, and we just started an amazing friendship through that. Because it's kind of crazy, Steph's in one country, we're in one country, Som's in a whole nother continent, so the foods we have are just so vast, so it's, endless things to talk about when you're talking about it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it started about arguments about biscuits and gravy. So.
Biscuits and gravy and something else. I can't remember the name.
It was probably the chips and crisps debate as well.
Yeah. The pronunciation of different things, definitely.
Yeah, the food conversations are more like arguments. Us trying to convince him that biscuits and gravy is actually good.
Right, yeah.
They start off as conversations, but yeah, I don't know if they end in it. But
yeah.
That's so cool. Like, what are the odds? You've got good turnip prices. The guys need to sell their turnips. Like, I don't know. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. The first time I actually talked to Som or played a game with Som was actually the Work Fam 1v1 and 2v2 tournament that we were in. Raven, do you remember that?
Gosh.
That was a long time ago.
That was so long ago.
So I was doing the 1v1 tournament. This was Call of Duty, by the way. And I really needed to warm up, and I didn't have anyone to play with. I think Raven was busy at the time because this was before the 2v2 part. And Sonic's like, hey, I'll jump in for a few games. Then I realized he was like way better than me. So I was like, I really got to step it up, and I played out of my mind because of him. So that was the first time we actually gamed together. I don't know if you remember that or not.
Dang, I had
Yeah.
no idea.
That was the first time we gamed together. Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
I guess that
Yeah.
was a while ago, but dang.
You've got a lot
That's
better
cool.
since.
Yeah, that was a blast. I was like, oh my gosh, he actually, sounds as good as I would think.
Oh my gosh.
But
That's so funny.
so
So
go ahead.
did Sominic find their channels before you did, Lizard?
Yeah,
Like
I think so. I think some was around before I was around. Um, I believe. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure because I know 40 was for sure.
I don't know about following Zana's over because I always seem to like miss Zan until he got onto Twitch. Really,
Yeah.
I think I maybe caught like one or two of his mixer streams.
Actually, no.
Um,
Dream had already stopped playing Animal Crossing when I met them. Like he wasn't streaming it at least, and Zarners
okay.
wasn't as well. So I'm not sure if where that follows on the timeline, but
Yeah, I don't know if like for Zan if it was a one-off thing or not.
it was all around the same time though that I think a lot
Yeah,
of people met. It was within like between January of last year and the time Mixer kind of like dropped off the face of the
yeah,
planet was when
right.
a lot of people like met was in within those few months. So I say a few months, it's a long time, but it did just all happen so fast. So
Yeah.
it's kind of cool. So
Yeah. Did
what?
you
Go ahead.
go ahead?
At what point did you start? Like, did you decide that, hey, like I kind of want to try to stream myself?
So it's probably around November last year. Um, it was just kind of watching everyone else stream and having conversations with Steph, and I've probably had the same conversation with you and a couple of my friends here in England, and they were like, "Yeah, just do it." So um, we kind of uh, was like debating a long time of like what game to play. Um, so I started out with Final Fantasy 15, something I was familiar with, um, and then kind of just went from there really.
Yeah,
And it wasn't like I wasn't consistent at first. Might have done like a day here and there, um, and then probably started a more consistent around December. So it kind of took a month for me to like get into it fully and kind of kind of get my head down and enjoy the streaming. Just after like obviously starting off slow and things like that.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I remember that first stream. I don't remember if you told me or if it was one of those moments where like I got the notification that you went live and I was like,
Yeah.
what? But
Yeah, I don't even think I knew that you were gonna start streaming. Like maybe it was Lizard or someone had said like, yeah, Sominic's starting streaming, and I was like, what? And the next thing you know, you're doing like 10-hour streams. I was
yeah,
like,
for
what is
real.
this? Like, where did this come from? But yeah, that's
Definitely,
awesome.
definitely a variety stream as well.
Yeah.
You know,
I I feel like I don't enjoy streaming Call of Duty and stuff just where I get so into it.
right? Yeah,
Um, I feel like I'll just neglect chat and everyone else. So
it happens.
I'm just kind of too focused into the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So you started with Final Fantasy 15, and
Yeah.
then did you pretty much stick to like Final Fantasy or Phasmo games, or have you done anything else? Because I don't remember.
So I went from Final Fantasy 15 to Final Fantasy 10. Did a couple of Phasmos in between. Um, and then streamed The Room. It's just kind
Ooh,
of a weird kind of escape room s kind of game. That's on
that's cool.
PC. So there was 3 of them. The 4th one's just released, so I will be playing that soon. And then recently I've been streaming Crash Bandicoot as well, the new one.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. How is that? I still haven't seen the new one.
It's like really hard.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
I'm playing. I'm just like, I'm really bad at this, and I'm like, I swear that the older games weren't this hard. And then obviously I've been doing cooking streams as well. So
Yeah, I
that's
caught a bit of
true.
the stream this morning, and I was like, man, that game looks impossible.
yeah, like I'm dying like 8 times before the first checkpoint. I'm just like, surely this isn't like,
Yeah, the cooking streams. You just did your first official one, but second one basically, kind of.
Yeah.
Second stream in the kitchen at least.
Yeah, so
So-
I did one in when was it? Christmas
It was
Eve.
Christmas, yeah.
Yeah, Christmas Eve. I was doing all my veg prep and everything for Christmas dinner. And then there was a couple of you guys that were like, "Oh, you should do cooking streams." So kind of thought about it and how kind of I'd set it all up. Did a poll on Twitter, and everyone was like for it. So done a bit more planning and things. Still need some tweaking, but yeah, we got there. Done our first official one on Saturday, which was really good.
That's really cool. It's super unique. I love that that's a thing now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love cooking streams. If you
Yeah.
haven't followed along on anyone's cooking stream before, it's a lot of fun if you can like get the ingredients beforehand and then cook along with them. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you're gonna do any like tutorials or anything like that. Do you like a cook along with me or anything like that?
yeah, so I will be planning some cook-alongs. The next cooking stream, I haven't planned a date or anything. It'll probably be in maybe a week or 2. But that's probably going to be a cook-along for everyone. So I'll tweet out ingredients and stuff, and then also working on a Discord as well, just mainly for the kind of the cooking side of things. But yeah.
That's awesome.
And do you know what you're making?
Well, I'm gonna make it kind of a bit easier on kind of maybe your side. So I'm gonna go with some biscuits and gravy,
Yes.
and I'm gonna try it for the first time.
I'm
That was
so
my
excited.
recommendation.
Yeah,
I
I'm
thought
so
you were
excited.
gonna like say something like, "Are you kidding me?" No, and you were, yeah, because we
No,
always like me and Sominic have always had this argument over biscuits and gravy. Me trying like because I love biscuits and gravy. It's like the best breakfast food ever.
It's so good.
Or literally, it slaps any day, any time of the day. I don't care. And Sominic's always saying how like gross that sounds. And he put out this poll that was like, give me like if I were to do a cooking stream, what should I make? And I was like biscuits and gravy, like just trying to like give him some sass. And I thought he would like say something like rude, like funny, but like no. And he was like,
Yeah.
okay, I'll try that. I was like, dude, let's go.
Yeah, noted. So I spoke to KP and we got like a little recipe up together.
Ooh.
So I want to try out the recipe first, to see how much I'll make myself.
He's probably gonna hate it.
Are you still like grossed out by the idea?
No, like it's just it's a scone with some bechamel sauce.
No, I can't
So yeah,
wait.
we'll give that a go, and yeah, we'll give it a go. And then if I make it first, at least I can do tweaks for the stream as well.
Sure.
Just because baking is one of my weakest points in the kitchen. Anything to do with baking, pastry, anything that is just a weak point for me.
Yeah.
So,
We usually get the biscuits out of the can. I don't know.
Yeah.
You like
so
get them out of the can and just pop them in the oven.
I'm gonna be trying to do it from scratch.
Oof.
It'll be good.
So
Well, I've
it'll be
not
interesting.
even done that, so
I'm
that'll be a
I'm
good one
excited
to
for
follow
it.
along.
Yeah,
No,
well,
I'm excited now.
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
cooking
excited
streams
to-
is definitely something you have going for you. Because I haven't.
Right.
I know Lizard, you've watched a few, but I haven't
Mhm.
watched anyone ever do that. So
Oh, it's a lot of fun. It's
yeah,
super interesting, especially whenever, people actually know how to cook, like Som.
Yeah.
Because, I
yeah,
mean, it's not that I'm a bad cook. I just, like, as far as figuring something out on my own, there's just no way. I have to follow a recipe to a T, or else it's just not going to happen for me. So,
Yeah, so I'll have like recipes and I'll use it as a guideline, but I won't really follow it to a T.
yeah.
Um, and then it'll just be like kind of put my own little flair in there as well and things like that. But it's also knife skills and things as well. So
Yeah, I don't.
anything like that.
Right.
that's cool. I mean, like I would watch a video on like how to chop vegetables because I know I'm not doing that right. So like I need like the basics.
Yeah. So, I think it'll be
We can
fun.
talk about B-rate.
Yes, let's do it.
It'll be cool to learn how to do some of the dishes that aren't common, around here as well.
Mhm.
So I'm excited to
Yeah,
try
That
and
that.
then
will
it
be cool. Yeah.
kind of just improves my skills as well. So you just practicing it more and things like that.
Yeah,
And it gives me a good meal at the end of the day as well. So
For sure.
that's true. How hard was it to like get everything set up to do a cooking stream? Because like I wouldn't even know where to start if I had that
um,
idea.
it wasn't like massively hard. The hardest part was just kind of getting um, everything set up in Streamlabs. But
Yeah.
I've kind of for like kitchen equipment, I've just collected it over the years from my cooking and things like that. And then I just run two cameras. One of them is my phone camera. I just downloaded an app, connects my phone to my laptop, then put it on a tripod, and that's just one of my cameras.
Oh, that's
And then
cool.
picked up a just a webcam, and then yeah, kind of just went from there.
It's pretty cool. Is there a button you hit to like transition which camera's in the spotlight at the moment? Or do they switch?
So I just run it through slobs and just kind of click on the scenes, but I've got nothing
Okay.
set up that I can like quickly change it.
Yeah, gotcha. Because I thought like you'd have one camera on like the stovetop and then the other for the counter or
So I
something, and they would switch maybe? Were they
yeah,
switching?
so,
Or...
yeah. So I've
Okay,
set up
that's
a couple of scenes. So
okay,
I've
okay,
I've
okay.
kind of I done that all
Gotcha,
myself.
gotcha.
So it's
Cool.
yeah, I've got one on the stovetops, one on the counter, um, and then I've got one with the stovetops as like kind of a big camera, and then my counter and prep side is that as in a small camera in the same scene, and then vice versa.
It's awesome.
So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have any other games that you're planning on streaming soon? I know
Uh,
you just mentioned that you started the new Crash, but
yeah. So yeah, there's a new room come out, the Room 4. So I'll be kind of hopefully streaming that at some point. Other than that, I've got nothing really planned.
yeah.
I kind of had just some downtime from um, streaming games really, um, just where my sleep wasn't great and things like that.
Hmm.
So kind of I've sorted that out a bit, uh, and then it was just kind of giving me more motivation in the day.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, there's quite a few times where I've like went to bed and Sominic's playing and I've woke up and he's still playing and I'm like, do you even sleep? Like
Yeah,
what? If you guys know him, like his sleep schedule is all over the place.
and
So
that's
Sure.
like
kind of
you can be streaming at like any hour, I feel like, and it's
yeah,
normal.
For sure.
yeah, just kind of it falls into like I'll be gaming with say you guys, so it depends on like what time we start that. Um, but then with my medication, sometimes it'll just wipe me completely, so I'll sleep through a day and I'll nap. Then that kind of messes up my sleep for the evening.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just kind of yeah, I've got no pattern. It just varies.
No.
Right.
No. And it definitely is more complicated than you'd think trying to like because I know in the past, like I played a lot of games with you, and we played a lot with Steph and stuff like that. And it is hard when it's like so many different time zones that vary by a lot to like
Yeah.
even be on like a normal routine or like try to figure that out.
Yeah, so I think for Steph, I'm 8 hours ahead of her. And then I think I'm 6 hours ahead of you guys.
Hmm.
So yeah, sometimes I'm like, oh, we'll play games at like 6 p.m. my time, and I'm just like, yeah, cool. That's like 2 a.m. for me.
Yeah,
um,
for real.
so yeah, kind of.
That's me. I always hit him up. Call of Duty at 6. He's
Yeah,
like, not tonight, man. I'm like, fine.
yeah, that's me, right?
I get it, I guess.
Yeah, so it kind of it's not too bad. Kind of used to it, but yeah, it depends on how I am. Like the day before, and like where my sleeve is. To be if I'm like, yeah, or no.
Yeah, I always felt bad because I'm such like a night owl versus a morning person, and I would beg Sominic to like play with me when it was like my afternoon, my evening, and he would do it, and then he'd be like, "Okay, but we're playing this like when you wake up tomorrow," and then I wouldn't wake up for forever. He'd be like, "Are you up yet?" I'm like, "I'm so sorry."
Just like spamming your phone going on. Are you up? You
Well,
up?
I'm like making you stay up till the crack of dawn.
Yeah.
So, yeah, while we're on the topic of, games and stuff, do you remember like when you started gaming for the first time and like what your first video game ever was, or
Um, so I was probably about around 5 years old, maybe. And I've got an older brother. So it kind of started just kind of watching him, and things like that. My first game would have probably been Sonic on the Mega Drive. Um, yeah, I think that would have been the first game I would have played. Um, but yeah, I used to watch my brother play all sorts of games. And it kind of still growing up, I'd be playing some games and I couldn't do this part, and I'd be like, "Oh, can you come help me?" and things like that. So kind of we grew up gaming together. We played a lot of co-op games as well.
that's awesome.
Um,
That's
so yeah,
cool. Yeah.
Cool. What's your favorite game of all time? I think I could probably guess,
yeah,
but
Yeah.
you probably could. I'd say Final Fantasy
Final
VII.
Fantasy, yeah,
Yeah.
7th.
And again, just it was a game I always grew up watching my brother play. And then once I got to like, I don't know, I was probably 10, I started playing it myself. Um, and yeah, it was still like, where I'd be watching my brother before I went to bed. I'd fall asleep and then he'd do like a load of stuff when I'm sleeping. Um, and then when I was trying to do it myself, I'm like, I can remember him doing this part, but I can't remember him doing this. So I
Right.
kind of always asked him. He was like my guide, basically,
Yeah.
into completing it. But yeah, it's just kind of something I kind of grew up, obviously watching my brother playing, and then it's just a great story. I know you haven't played it yourselves, but
I have not. I've
uh,
never played Final Fantasy. Um,
yeah,
Basically, all I
they
know of it is from watching YouTube play it. So,
yeah, so they take a lot of hours to kind of get everything like done.
right,
But yeah, it's just kind of it's something I can just get lost in.
for sure.
You have to
And
be
yeah, just
smart if you want to
yeah.
play it.
I feel like it's one of those games that has a lot of, a lot of like small details or small parts of it that you're so addicted to that some
Yeah,
people don't have an appreciation for. If that makes
yeah.
sense.
So there was like little mini games and things like that.
Right.
Um, and then there was the whole side of like it being casting like magical spells and things like that. So it was all the kind of the sound effects and the visual effects of the game.
Right.
And for something that come out, I think it was 1997. I think it came out, for like for that like era.
That's
It was
when
kind of
Final Fantasy VII came out.
yeah.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it was 97.
So it's older. It's older than I thought it was. A little bit.
Yeah, so it originally came out on the PlayStation 1.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I think that was the first game on PlayStation as well. They did do a couple of remakes of older games that was brought to the PlayStation. Yeah, kind of growing up, I always stuck with a PlayStation, and it was kind of mainly just where Final Fantasy was primarily like a PlayStation exclusive, you could say.
Yeah, for sure. Cool.
Yeah. How do you like the remake for 7?
The remake was really good. I kind of enjoyed the little bits they added, and obviously the stunning visuals and everything like
Yeah.
that. And yeah, they stuck to the story really well. They did kind of go off on a few bits, and there were some bits that were a little bit long-winded. But yeah, overall, I highly recommend playing it, and I can't wait for part 2 as well. So
Yeah, I'm sure that was cool being able to play that when you grew up playing
yeah,
the older ones. Just to be able to like kind of experience that again and see what they've
yeah,
done with it. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I think it's pretty wild that some games are just so good that even to this day people are like, yeah, that's the best game. So like the Halo series is one I think of, Final Fantasy, and then the other one's like CS:GO. Like people are still playing those games to this day.
Yeah, and the
Just
fact that they are like doing like remasters and remakes of games that have came out that many years ago that
yeah,
like you said people are still like into, that's super cool.
it's pretty
yeah.
wild. Yeah, I need to watch
I have
someone
a friend.
do another. Oh my gosh, I need to watch someone do another playthrough of it or something. I don't know if I've watched 7. I've watched you play 15, and I've watched Raven play whatever
10.
number she played, 10, and yeah. But
She's just gonna chill out with us.
That's great.
so have you played
No.
1 through 6? I know we asked Jerome from Ginger Gaming this question because I didn't realize that it switched to like that 3D aspect of the game on 7.
Yeah, so I've played all of them bar number 5, I think it was. Yeah, I don't think I ever played 5.
Do the stories tie in together?
No, they're
They
completely
don't. They're
different
separate.
stories.
Okay.
Like they're all separate. All the main characters, they're never like the same.
Gotcha.
I can't believe how many there are. Like that is mind blowing to me.
Yeah.
There's just
But
so
yeah,
Crazy.
many.
so then you've got like all the mini games like Final Fantasy Tactics, and I know on I think it was the DS there was like the World of Final Fantasy and things like that as well. So
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
That's crazy. So yeah, you mentioned how you pretty much always had a PlayStation. Did you own any other consoles like growing up?
Um, Not really. It was kind of PlayStation. When the Xbox 360 came out, my brother got one. But I got the PS3. So we kind of had both, but he had moved out at the time.
Gotcha.
So it was kind of if there was an exclusive that we wanted to play for either console, we'd be like, "Oh, do you fancy like swapping consoles for a month or so?"
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just kind of done that. And then yeah, the same with when the 4 came out, PlayStation 4. I got that. My brother got the whatever Xbox it would have been.
Xbox One, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, no, it was. And then when I started my latest job, all my friends kind of moved to Xbox, and then the people that I was working with, they were all Xbox as well. So I kind of picked up an Xbox then, and now I run like both.
And you have a
That's cool.
Nintendo Switch as well, right?
Yeah, then I've got a Switch. I did have a 3DS, um, but yeah, other than that, it was just kind of everything was PlayStation. Picked up like the PSP and things like that.
So you never owned like an N64 or a GameCube or a Wii or anything?
A Wii.
My sister,
I gotta know.
my sister got a Wii. So yeah, she got herself a Wii. So I did play it for a bit. But yeah, it was kind of, whereas my sister's, it was like in their
Yeah,
room, and
I gotcha.
didn't want to go in there because
Man.
it was like
That's
loads
cool.
of girl stuff.
Yeah.
Man, the Wii,
The Wii.
best console ever.
That was like at its time, man. That was like
it came out in 2006. Like, you gotta realize how revolutionary that was, for me at least.
I literally thought it was
like, that was pretty crazy.
And I never got one. And like I have one now at my house as a grown adult. But as a kid, when that was the coolest thing ever, like I never had one. And that was one thing I was like so jealous of all my friends because they had Wii's.
I've spent too many hours playing the Wii. That's for sure.
Boxing.
I feel like it just kind of got to a point where like everyone realized that you could do just as well on the Wii, just sat on the couch instead of like
Oh
getting
yeah,
up and
I never stood up playing the Wii. Are you kidding me? Unless it was Guitar Hero. So, so Final Fantasy VII. It's your favorite game of all time. What's your least favorite? Or the worst game ever made, in your opinion?
Yeah.
Whatever those fall into.
For me, that was probably I don't know how recent of the game it was, but it was like Alien Isolation. I don't know if you ever.
Yeah, isn't that the scary game?
Yeah, I think so, but I never got like into it. I started it. I probably played like an hour and I just didn't get anywhere.
I gotcha.
So I don't know if I was like missing anything in the game. But yeah, I played it for about an hour, didn't get anywhere, and then just never played it again. Just uninstalled and
like get out of here.
It was a pretty crappy game. Could have never been made.
But yeah, basically.
That's fair.
Alien Isolation. Don't play it, guys.
But then I know some people have really enjoyed it, and I'm just like, I don't see it. Okay.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of an iconic game for some people. I thought maybe, I don't know. I've never played it. As far as I know, it's a scary game, but maybe not. I don't know. I've never played it, but what's that game that came out? Didn't they just make an Alien game? Or was it Predator? They make a Predator game. They made one of those too.
Weird, like.
It was a weird game. It was like everyone's against it, and then there's one person that's the monster. I don't know which monster it is, and
I want to say it was
I don't know.
Predator, and then it was like Hunting Grounds or something along those lines.
Yeah, I think so. It like just came out and it was kind of a flop.
Yeah.
They hyped it up like this is gonna be the next thing, and then they released the beta, and people are like, "Yeah, this is not gonna be the next anything."
I think you were like a team of 4 taking on this Predator or whatever, and then I think you had like AIs that were like trying to challenge you at the same time, and I'm just like, there's so much going on, I just don't get it.
Right.
I never played it myself, but I did watch a couple of streamers play it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, since you are streaming now and enjoying it and everything, do you have any plans to like upgrade to like a PC or anything, since you do only have like the laptop right now?
In time, yeah. I kind of need to get back into work just where I'm signed off. So I don't have like, I've got an income, but it's not a decent thing. I'm just on
that makes sense.
government funding, as it were.
Yeah.
Right now.
They're pretty expensive right now too. At least to build one is because parts are limited. But
yeah. So yeah, I think I'll kind of just build it myself.
Yeah. I didn't know if there's any games you're like wanting to play or anything like that that the laptop can't handle that you're.
or just games that you
Not,
would rather play on
yeah,
a
I'm not
PC
like.
sometimes.
I want to try out Warzone for PC just to see how different it runs.
It's
Um,
it's pretty good.
but yeah, I know you made the switch, so kind of I want to do that.
Yeah.
Whether I move over to mouse and keyboard is another question, but I kind of the stuff I'm playing at the moment, I'm trying to get used to mouse and keyboard, but there's not a lot of aiming and things
Right.
involved right now. So
The aiming's the easy
um,
part. It's really the
yeah,
keyboard.
I got Aim Labs downloaded as well, so I've kind of
Nice.
dabbled in that and have been like practicing a
Right.
That's
little
what I
bit.
need.
I always recommend when people first get PCs to play Overwatch and CS:GO, because those two games, Overwatch is so vastly keyboard like oriented
Okay.
on PC, and it's like you're just typing away. Like
Yeah.
you get really used to it. And it's just so different and a lot of fun. And then CS:GO is just such a unique game. Like there's no games like that on like built for controller. Like you can't physically play games like that on controller. So
Yeah.
those are super unique games, and I mean that's just what I recommend to people because it's fun to try out with the keyboard and mouse for the first time on those two games. But
Yeah.
but you do play Phasmo, right? On your
Yeah.
laptop. So
Yeah. So
Lizard and Sominic are at like level what?
yeah,
Freaking
I don't know why I
500.
asked. You do play, don't you?
I'm about 320 now, I think, after last time. But last time we played,
Yeah.
it was really rough.
Oh my goodness, that was
I think we
bad.
died like 4
Three.
or 5 times.
I died
Oh,
3 times
really?
myself. Yeah,
Yeah.
this was just on
Yeah.
Did
Friday.
you play on the beta or something where it's like more sensitive? Or
So we were playing on the beta, but I don't know. It was just a
It's
really weird day.
what's the
yeah,
day?
it was more like
Yeah.
unfortunate timing is what was happening.
Yeah.
I don't know. We would just get trapped in a corner or something,
I think we
or they would
played.
spawn right in front of us.
We played prison, and I think it hunted twice before we even found the room.
Yeah,
Oh,
Uh,
dang, that's
and
crazy.
then um, we played high school as well, and I thought the room was upstairs. Lizard thought it was downstairs.
it
Lizard died
was.
on a hunt. We had no evidence. I didn't know where the room was, so I just kind of stood there and let
That's rough.
the ghost kill me right
Yeah,
at the end. I was just like, there's no point
it
kind
was
of
tough.
playing this right now.
It was downstairs, but it was messing with stuff upstairs. So I was at the top of the
Yeah,
stairs, and it started hunting. I saw it start coming up the stairs, and I went the wrong way and couldn't juke it. And I couldn't tell him because I was dead that it was downstairs. It was
Oh my gosh.
just
Yeah.
it was
I've read
Are
rough.
you
it about
guys
my
are you
friends.
guys still like phasmoing it up like weekly together?
Yeah, Phasmo Friday still a thing.
Cool, cool.
I'm assuming we're playing this week, but it depends
Yeah,
on
guys, you guys have got to
on
check
the
out their Phasmo Friday if you haven't already.
It's pretty fun.
It's
Um,
pretty epic.
I know mornings are
Like,
rough for you, Raven, but we need to play together some night whenever you're free
yeah,
again because
yeah, we do.
it's a
That'd
lot
be
of fun.
fun.
Have you played the beta yet?
No, I still have never like
It's
even
you gotta try
downloaded
it.
it to try it.
If anything, it's so much smoother in my opinion, at least. Just like
yeah.
simple things. So like if you're holding your flashlight in your hand and you switch to another item in your hand, you have to click T to turn the flashlight back on when you're on your secondary. Like it automatically turns
So
off.
it
In the
doesn't.
beta, it keeps it on.
Yeah.
I mean,
So you
it's just
can't like
simple things
toggle
like
it
that.
where it can stay on now all the time. Like it just adds. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's just so much
And so
smoother.
in the beta, are the ghosts like more sensitive to like sound or movements or anything?
Yes and no. There's been
Yeah,
a couple of times where I'm kind of cursing out a ghost, screaming at it, and it's still chasing Lizard.
yeah,
I think our last one, Lizard was in a locker, and I was just at the top of the stairs somewhere, and I was just, shouting this ghost's name and all sorts and telling it where I was. and it was just so focused on Lizardness
Kept
Locker.
trying to open my locker door.
Yeah, that it just wouldn't come chase me or anything. So
Yeah.
I probably kind of it's probably why we died a lot on Friday, because we were just trying to
So
get
unfortunate.
attentions from the ghost a lot, but it's just one of them things.
Yeah, no, I'll have to try the beta out sometime just to like see the differences now that I've played the regular one long enough. It'd be interesting to see.
It's such a
Yeah.
good like polish for the game. Not that it had too many bugs before, but it definitely polished it up quite a bit. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's a solid game. It's a good game.
Yeah. On that note, I think, the question next that Raven's going to ask you is pretty clear.
Somnic.
We got to know.
Do you believe in ghosts?
The world needs to know.
We gotta know.
I do. There's been a few times where I've been staying at hotels and whatever, and just weird things happen that like you can't explain. So I can remember I was probably around 8 at the time. We were on a sort of a family holiday, but we went to this hotel, which was for one of my uncle's weddings. So we were staying at the hotel, and everything was kind of close and nearby. And it was about 3 o'clock in the morning. I was in a room with both my sisters, and well, I'm the youngest of 4, so it would have been like my older sister, but the younger one. She woke me up because she could feel something on her bed. And like, I don't know why you'd wake up like the youngest sibling out of everyone. But yeah, she woke me up. I was like, there's something on my bed. So I woke up and kind of like checked her bed. I was just like, there's nothing there. Like, what are you on about? And then about 10 minutes later, the TV randomly turned on. The controls were on the bedside table, so no one was touching them. And me and my sister were like both wide awake at this point. She woke me, so I couldn't get back to sleep, and then she was paranoid about there something being in her bed. So we then like switched beds, and it was kind of, you could hear like this knocking at the window, and there were no trees or anything outside that could like have been touching the window or anything like that. So yeah, it was just this weird kind of eerie knocking on the window. So that was kind of like the first kind of experience of like strange things that you can't explain. So yeah, we told our parents in the morning, and they were like, "Don't be silly," and I'm just like, "Okay, cool." Just like so defeated. I was just like,
Right.
all this cool stuff happened. And I was just like, no.
That's wild. I love when someone's like, yeah,
Oh,
because
man.
this stuff has happened to me. I'm like, I love when there's like a story because I haven't experienced anything. So
Yeah,
I
me
just
neither.
like to hear like what other people have kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's always intrigued me, but and I want to believe it so bad, but I've never experienced anything myself, so it's like, and a lot of it you could just explain just something like basic, you know what I mean? Like maybe the hotel employees rigged the TV to turn on at 3 a.m. to scare you into thinking it was a ghost.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
like,
Like just
so weird.
just weird stuff, but we'll get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Convinced.
You already know where we will report after our ghost hunt.
Yeah.
I don't even know where we're gonna hunt these ghosts at, but we'll find somewhere.
Me neither, but it's gonna be epic.
KP asked the other day, she's like, "Why are there flashlights in our Amazon cart?" I'm like, "So I'm determined to see if ghosts are real."
What is the spirit box for?
Right.
So we're gonna have to like get a whole kit, everything. But it'll be really interesting since neither one of us have ever experienced anything.
Yeah, for sure.
One of these days, guys. Stay tuned.
When I come to the UK to visit you one day, are you gonna go on a ghost hunt with me?
Yeah, I know a few places.
Ooh, I was about to ask that. Is there anywhere around or like even in the general area
So
that's like
I've never actually been on it, but once a year around Halloween, there's a like a kind of a town group that form near me, and they go on like this haunted walk, and they basically just walk around the town and go visit buildings and things that are supposedly haunted.
Hmm, that's kind
Um,
of cool.
yeah.
yeah, a
I
couple of them.
also, go ahead. Keep
A
going.
couple of them are like pubs, so honestly, to me, it just sounds like they're going on a bit of a pub crawl. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know,
Well, just like I know, like compared to a lot of the countries, like the US is kind of like more modernized with like even buildings and infrastructure and stuff. So I bet like kind of like where you guys are, just with like the older like
Right.
buildings and having more history and stuff like that, there'd probably be like some really cool places to check out.
yeah. So we've got a lot of like heritage sites that are protected and stuff, like
Mhm.
castles and just older buildings.
Oh, that's so cool.
I don't know what the closest to us would be. It's probably Farley Hungerford Castle, which is kind of just remains right now.
Mhm.
I think it's pretty much a shell, and then once you go inside, there's like some remains of like staircases and things like that. But yeah, I don't think it's safe to climb or anything like that.
Mhm.
Oh,
Man,
gotcha. That's
we'll
super
have to do
intriguing, though. Yeah.
our ghost hunt and our UK visit.
Yeah, for sure. Anywhere I visit, I'm bringing my flashlight. You already know. So
Right. Right.
it'll protect me.
You just see check the customs like what is this one? It's just like so I can see in the dark.
No.
It's my ghost hunting flashlight.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Sominic, do you plan on making any kind of streaming schedule or anything, or just trying to like go with the flow with how your schedule and everything is? Like now that you've been like getting a lot more into streaming.
Probably just kind of sticking with a go to the flow kind of thing for
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Um,
That's awesome.
Depends on like how I'm feeling on the day and things like that. So
Hmm. Yeah.
there's some days that I'll wake up and I'm just like I don't want to do anything.
Yeah. I feel that.
So yeah, it would depend on the day. But yeah, cooking streams will be more of a schedule.
So, yeah.
Um, they're definitely going to be Saturdays. Um, so yeah, it just kind of depends on um, my funds at the time as well, depending on
Mhm.
like what ingredients I can get as well. So
For sure.
That's awesome. Yeah. No, I'm super excited and just
Me
it's
too.
awesome that you have gotten into streaming and it's always fun to like we were already like getting really close just by playing games with each other. So it's always like really fun to see your like friends start to stream and everything.
For sure.
yeah,
And I feel like it just grows like our community.
yeah,
It's
for
really
sure.
fun. Yeah.
So my brother started streaming, I think it was Monday, and that's just because he's seen me stream, so he's
Right.
kind of
Yeah.
slowly getting into it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna post a
Yeah.
shout out
It's
in my chat
definitely if
form
you're like you're definitely if you're in like a
as
good
well.
community like we are, it's almost like hard to watch other people stream religiously and see how fun like those interactions are and not want to do it yourself.
Right.
Because I feel like that's kind of
But yeah,
how a lot of us have like real how it's why a lot of us have started like in this community is because we see like how positive it is and the friendships and relationships and stuff like that like how close we all are and it's like who wouldn't want to do this.
For
yeah, for
sure.
sure, for sure.
Yeah. 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 So how has it like gaming and streaming and everything affected you like during the coronavirus and lockdown?
Um, so it's not really had like too much effect on me.
Mhm.
and that's mainly because
Uh-oh. I lost the audio.
health
Oh, there we
issues
go.
before lockdown.
Mhm.
So
I
lockdown
accidentally
hasn't,
deafened.
Oh shoot!
I was trying. Is it Pumpy? Sorry, is it Pumpy? Punky Smurf 76.
Yeah.
Okay. There's Psalm's brother's Twitch channel. Sorry. I clicked the 6 and that's my deafen hotkey,
No,
so I was like,
you're good.
why'd they stop talking? Sorry. Alright, continue.
I forgot where I was now.
Yeah, just like talking about
COVID
how
affecting
COVID and
things.
Yeah.
and like
So
gaming.
I kind of
Oh,
had a rough time with mental health. The kind of end of 2019. So then when kind of COVID hit, I was still kind of in a kind of a deep depressive state. So I wasn't leaving the house and things like that. So it's not really been affected by COVID all that much.
Yeah.
Just where it kind of, if anything, it probably didn't help me. The fact that once COVID hit and we went into lockdown and things, that it wasn't like you were only allowed to leave the house for like essential things.
Yeah.
for sure.
So yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
How has streaming helped, or has it helped?
It
Making
has
new
helped.
connections with people and whatnot.
Yeah, so it's helped where it's making me be more social.
Mhm.
Although I might still be in my room and or wherever. But it's getting me talking and interacting with others, rather than like just shutting myself away.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then obviously meeting new friends like you guys, and then you've got Steph and everyone like that. The whole like dream team. Uh, so yeah, it's kind of you know, it's yeah, helping on the social side more than anything.
Yeah. That's why I know me and Lizard always preach that, like how much it's helped just like our social skills and everything.
For sure.
Yeah,
And I don't even like you don't even realize it. I feel like till you continue to do it more and more and it gets easier as you go.
Yeah, 100%. I've also made so many good like friends. I mention it every time, but
Mhm.
like Sominic became like one of my best friends. You know what I mean? Just through watching
Yeah.
streams, being in chats, and then playing games together. It's just been pretty awesome, and we talk every single day. So it's pretty crazy
yeah,
how it's affected my life in a way that I really didn't anticipate it to. But
Mhm.
I love it. It's
Yeah.
pretty amazing.
yeah. I mean, like you're talking about that in less than a year, really, because
Right.
I mean,
Uh,
I think a lot
Coming
Yeah,
up
how
on a year.
quick
March time. So
yeah, just how quick like you can make these connections is and have these people that you've never even met face to face and they're like your best friends. Like that's super cool and I would have never guessed that would like happen to me, but I've got made so many friends from this and like yeah, like you said in such a short period of time that you wouldn't even see coming. It's so cool.
yeah, I think it's where obviously we've got the connection of gaming and then
Mhm.
enjoying like the same game, and then yeah, just having like things in common. So it's just stuff to kind of start a conversation and kind of like break the ice, and then you can go into like obviously deeper and kind of just get to know each other from there, kind of thing.
Sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Gotta love
Yeah.
Twitch chats. They're pretty crazy. That's
Yeah.
where it all stems from.
Yeah. And
Typically,
like
so.
Somnic, like you've always been one as long as I've known you, you've definitely always been one that's like super connected and intertwined with this community and like definitely here to support like everyone in it. Kind of like we were talking about earlier, I feel like every stream I go in, you'll be there, even, chatting or lurking. Like you're definitely one of the people that really, really have been super supportive for me, and I know like just a lot of people in this community, which is always really cool to see.
Yeah. Do you often like have different tabs open for people, or is this just, you're just always there somehow?
So sometimes I'll have a stream open on my laptop and then one on my phone or something like that. But if I have like multiple tabs open on the laptop, it slows it down like quite a lot.
Gotcha.
So I kind of try and avoid that. So yeah, it's kind of, I might dip into one chat or say a few things, then go on a bit of a lurk, and then jump to another, and kind of just basically just get around. So
Yeah.
Sure.
No. Yeah, you've always been like really good at that, which it's just fun to see people that are like that support kind of like everyone in the community.
yeah.
Yeah. So kind of switching topics a little bit, but I know you got the PS5, right?
I have, yeah.
How do you like it? Because I mean, obviously I haven't got one yet. I always like to ask people how they like the newest
So
consoles.
I'm really enjoying it, but for the most part, I don't have like many games on it right now.
Okay.
Um, so I've got COD on it. I played the new Spider-Man. Um, I've got Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but I haven't actually played it yet. Just where
Ooh.
I've not got into like a mindset where I can start a game like that. Um, just because I know it's gonna take like quite a lot of attention.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it looks
yeah,
massive. It looks really good though, but
yeah. So I've not got around to starting that yet. But again, that is one on the list. I don't know if I'll stream it just because of how big it is.
mhm.
Uh, but yeah, it's something I do need to play. But then I picked up the laptop not long after the PS5, so then I've kind of gone and playing more games on the laptop. So kind of picked up a PS5 and then neglected it a little bit.
I know.
um,
It's hard to like play controller and not controller, but like consoles when you do have like a laptop or a PC because it's just like
yeah,
9-day difference.
and then I've picked up um, games that um, I've been playing co-op with people. So and then where most of my friends are still on Xbox as well, I jump onto that and play co-op with them. For Warzone, I'm still using my Xbox just because it's so much easier to have party chat and the Xbox chat rather than
Yeah.
like running it through my phone and then having
Mhm.
earphones and another headset.
100%.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, it kind of varies like
That's
that. So
that's the main difference between Xbox and PS4 right there is the party chat on Xbox is
yeah,
so much better than PS4 is because you can also have Xbox party chat on your PC so it doesn't like limit you to only Xbox.
yeah, and then
So
like
and
days
your
we
phone.
yeah, and then like days that say it's me and you playing Warzone and we're in Discord. I'm running Discord through my phone.
Right.
Actually, I think recently it's been running from my laptop, and then yeah, I've just got earphones in, then my gaming headset over the top of that.
Yeah, that's just not ideal.
No,
Yeah.
'cause it kind of
Yeah.
muffles footsteps and things. So
Yeah.
my my like reactions and listening out for surroundings is just a bit like weaker.
Luckily, I think Microsoft made a deal with Discord or something. It's supposed to be coming to the Xbox soon.
Yeah, I
I
heard something
haven't
about that.
I haven't really looked up much about it since then, but that'll be really good too. I wish they could all come up with some sort of deal. It doesn't even have to be Discord, just some sort
Right.
of chat where they can all be together.
Yeah.
Because it's just so game chats are fine too, but they're just sometimes so buggy, you know.
Yeah, and I think other game chat things, obviously, if you're streaming and then you get like def comms, and then obviously you can't control what anyone's gonna say.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of like one of the downsides.
Right. That's why I have it turned off. It's so funny to
Yeah.
listen to until, some people. It's not fun anymore.
Ruin that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
There are always those people.
unfortunately.
Yeah, that would be nice because it's like you'd think it's such a simple thing, but there's still nothing.
Yeah, especially with a
Yeah.
lot of games going like cross-platform now,
Right. Yeah.
and games that kind of do need your communication and things like that.
Sure.
There's a couple of times that we've done it as no comms and we've just used the ping system, and it works out to a certain degree. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just just harder, I suppose.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Well, plus if you're playing with friends, like it's just fun to get to like hang out and talk to them too.
Yeah,
So,
and we've done some like Friday night Warzone games. And we've all had like a couple of beers. So yeah, it's just kind of we can't like go to the pub and have a couple of beers, so we'll do it online. Still have a laugh and everything, and then just get some games in as well. So
yeah. Have you been playing Warzone lately?
I played a little bit today. But yeah, I've avoided it for a little bit, just where hackers got a bit kind of out of control and
Yeah.
just state of the game and the guns. Just the balance just didn't seem right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I stopped for a bit, and then the Call of Duty League play came out.
On Cold
Just
War,
I heard
right?
about that. Yeah.
yeah. So I did dabble in some of that. We got ranked as the bottom like 50 for the first season, and then after that, I think we were ranked something like the top 15%. So yeah, it's really weird how the
Yeah,
ranking system is just all set up.
for sure.
And then when we were ranked lower, we were still playing like people higher. So I just feel like our first kind of ranking was just a bit wrong.
Yeah, it's
um,
weird.
but yeah, we played a master the other day, and a master's the top 2%. So yeah, that didn't end well.
Yeah.
But
It's pretty I've heard it doesn't really, reflect how good you actually are, cuz I think Hitch got in the bottom like 50%. Not that Hitch is like a professional or anything, but he's obviously not in the
yeah,
bottom 50% of players. It's
yeah, and
it definitely
I
doesn't represent very well.
can't remember what COD Pro it was,
Yeah.
but another COD Pro got like in the bottom 50, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, how?
It's like they rank you after a couple games, and you could
Yeah,
go like you could have like a game that you're 32 and like 4 or something, but if your team loses by a couple points, it just like significantly drops your level or something. I don't
yeah.
know. It's weird how they do it, but
So it's definitely something you kind of have to play as a 4-man.
yeah.
And
I heard it's
yeah,
fun though.
it
As far
is
as
it is a lot of fun.
Yeah. So
Uh,
like Cold War wise, is that all you're like dabbling in right now? Pretty much like the ranked play, or do you still mess with anything else?
um, yeah, pretty much just the rank play. I've not played the new zombies yet.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, just kind of
right.
doing that. And again, it's I'm playing with all my kind of English friends, so most of them on until like 7 o'clock our time.
Is Clash playing Cold War pretty heavy?
Yeah, yeah. So he's playing Cold War, but again, he's got like 2 kids, so
Yeah,
again, he doesn't come on until they're
right.
in bed, and then because he's got to be up early with the kids, then
For sure.
he's jumping off by like 10 o'clock or something. So we get about a good 3 hours in.
Sweet. Yeah, I haven't played it since I don't know. when I played with Sarners and you and Steph.
Yeah,
Actually, that was the last
I
time I
know,
played.
right? I think after that, I tried the new zombies map one time, which I was actually surprised. It's like a lot different than the first one.
Right.
But then I
Yeah, so
only played it once.
I heard it's one of the bigger zombie maps.
Yeah, it definitely is because you can like
they released.
transport to like location to location, kind of. They've got
Okay.
like different spots. But yeah, it's pretty big. But it just set up like a lot different, I feel like.
Right.
And I only played one match, but I don't know. It's hard for me to get into Cold War anymore.
Yeah, I want to, but I'm just having a lot of fun on Warzone, which I
Yeah.
don't play regular Warzone. I've been playing Plunder and I've been playing Resurgence on Rebirth Island. And I think it would drive me crazy if I played regular Warzone, just because it's a 150 player battle royale where everyone is cracked out of their mind. They're cheating, or you just miss a shot and instantly regret it because they kill you like right away. And
Yeah.
I think that's kind of
yeah,
the hardest thing with Warzone is just where there's so many hackers. Although they have hit um, kind of like a mass ban
yeah,
recently.
right. They've done 2 waves
Yeah.
so far, but it's apparently pretty bad. Like even today, a lot of people were saying it was bad, but
Yeah, and
that's
I guess
why.
it's
Go ahead.
hard to know if someone's a good player or if it's a hacker.
Right.
So I think like,
Yeah.
the pros such as like TP and Crowder, they're getting accused of hacking.
Right.
I'm sure, yeah.
When they're just, they're
I
just
watched a video from 2 people's perspective. It was the person shooting and the person getting shot at. And from the person shooting's perspective, it was about a 3 second gun battle. I think they were using the DMR and they missed like half their shots. And from the person dying's perspective, it was like boom, 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 you're dead. Just like 3 shots
yeah.
and instantly gone. It's just hard to tell. So that's a lot of the reason why I just play those fun little game modes where you don't have to take it serious and you spawn
Yeah.
back in after a few minutes. So
How is it? Because I literally haven't played Warzone since before Cold War. How is it with the Cold War and Modern Warfare guns? Like, is it
Um,
feel balance between the two, like having both of them in one game, or is it kind of weird? Or is like, do you notice that people have pretty much used like one, like the Cold War weapons?
it's fairly balanced. Like you do just have the meta guns.
right,
Right.
Like for sniping, pretty much everyone uses the Kar 98. For subs, everyone's pretty much using the Mac 10, which is a submachine gun from Cold War.
yeah,
ARs vary. Some people are still running the Kilo, although it's pretty
right.
trash now. People are running the Growl.
M4A1.
Yeah,
See a lot of
so
that.
kind of still
Yeah,
like your basic ARs, but then there's also people that are using the tactical rifles from Cold War, so they're using like
DBR.
York and the DBR and even the M16 is
Yeah,
making
yeah.
an
They've been
appearance.
that's like the meta gun right now. And
Yeah,
the FFAR was for a little bit. It
yeah,
shreds pretty crazy.
Dude, that's wild.
So it is kind of more balanced though, because it's not like just like you have to use this gun or else you're screwed type of thing.
Right.
yeah.
That's true.
There's 76 guns in Warzone now with both of the
It's
games
crazy.
combined. Something crazy like that.
Yeah, that's
70
what I'm like, there's
something.
gotta be like
Like
tons.
wow. It's
At least there's
pretty
options now.
awesome.
Versus like
Right.
it's this loadout or you're dead.
Yeah.
For sure.
Um, so yeah, it's kind of
Did
there's
you
always going to be a meta, and it's just kind of depending on what gun you go with.
did you ever compete in Call of Duty or play wagers or anything? You just always played for fun?
I didn't compete or anything. I mainly just played for fun. Uh, I did kind of get into a group who were ex-competitors, and I played with them from time to time. And yeah, it was kind of very sweaty. um, that was probably where I picked up like most of my skill, and I was being, say, like forced to play well. And I always enjoy playing people that are better than I am, just because it forces you to play better, and it just kind of increases your skill.
For sure.
You might lose every game, but yeah, for me personally, I just find it helps. Helps myself get better, and positioning, things like that, and just your awareness.
Nice. Yeah, I
What
wondered
was your
that.
first Call of Duty?
What was that? Sorry.
What was your first Call of Duty game that you played?
In
My first
WB2.
one was World at War.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. First was World at War.
Did you play it online or just played it?
Yeah. So we used to have it the PS3 set up downstairs. And I was kind of the first person out of my friend group that had a PlayStation 3. So on nights that my mum and dad were working late, I'd have a group of friends come around and we'd like do multiplayer matches, and we literally just do one match and then pass the controller to the next person, and it's
That's
just like
awesome.
insane to see like the skill level between us all.
That's
Right.
crazy.
So like you could have say myself playing, and then it'll go to someone else, and then like Clash would play, and then it go to someone else, and then like I would play. And it just kind of, you had like me and Clash playing well, and then the other two were like running around with shotguns and things. It's just like, okay.
Yeah.
So if we're ever in the same lobby, it's just like that guy, this person plays really well and then plays really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Like, what
kind of,
is wrong with you?
yeah.
Got a
At
point
that
two
point,
this
it was
game and a 2.0
yeah.
this game. Like,
At that point, it kind of, I wasn't worried about KD or anything. It was we were just
for
playing for
sure.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. That's
So
cool. That's fun.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Um,
Raven usually asks this question, but if you had to create a game, what would it be? Like, what style, all of that.
so I think I'd probably make a JRPG. Um, so it's like story based and kind of having some side quests. Yeah, sort of, a Final Fantasy-esque kind of style. Just yeah, where you can have like different characters and different like classes for said characters as well. So there's probably quite a lot of games that are out there like that already. But yeah, just kind of that's probably one of the games where I can get lost in most and spend a lot of hours. Like there's a game, Genshin Impact. I probably
Yeah.
I haven't played that game, but I'd probably really enjoy it, and it's just kind of getting around to playing it.
I've heard nothing but the only reviews I've heard from people that I know that have played it are addicted.
See, yeah, I think
It's
I
an
haven't
addiction.
downloaded it because it looks so
Yeah.
good, but it's just one of those things where I've got so many games I want to play. It's like,
I think it's
I
free
don't
to
know when I get
play,
to it. It
but
is, yeah.
I know Dungeon Diver is just like he got so lost in that game. I don't know if
Yeah,
he
it does.
still plays it or not, but I know for a while there he was like, dude, this game is like the best. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I haven't really checked it out much, but it's a beautifully made game for sure. But do you have like
Yeah,
a
it
theme?
does good.
Like, do you know what theme you would go after with your game you would create, or just kind of that you just know the style? I haven't really thought into it too often. Oh, his Discord froze.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, he said his Discord froze.
I was wondering. I was just
Son!
listening. I was like, oh no. Well.
Technical difficulties.
What is a stream without those?
Right. Let's see. Maybe this will fix it.
Are you
Could you hear us? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, we can hear you.
Oh,
welcome
that's so
back?
weird.
Oh no, that was me. I was
I was
like,
just like, finish talking, and then I just couldn't hear anything. I'm just like, guys, like, what's going on?
I like
When
asked you a
like,
question.
when you ended the call or whatever happened, and then it was just me and Lizard, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
This
just
isn't
like,
good. If you leave it with
I
just
understand.
you'll leave it
Um, but yeah, that was awkward.
We don't know what to
Yeah.
do with that situation. You like stopped
They're very
talking. I was
awkward.
like, I just asked him a question. Let me try to ask it in a way that doesn't sound like I'm rephrasing the question. And
Yeah, it's just like, I can't hear like anything you're saying. So,
what was I
so
even
what?
saying? I
I don't
asked,
know.
do you know like what kind of theme you would go with on the game? Like I know the style, but like is there like a specific theme, like a medieval times like thing or anything like that that intrigues you?
I probably don't have like a set theme. Probably go like kind of mythical to like kind of a gothic-esque kind of yeah, I guess like medieval kind of,
Right.
I don't know, something along those lines.
Yeah. Those are always my
Yeah.
favorite styles.
Mhm.
I think it's so neat. Castles and dragons and
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, same. They're super fun.
for sure.
I don't know if you could hear that banging, but my chinchillas are now awake and they're making a load of noise. So
I forgot you had chinchillas.
I was gonna say I forgot all about that. I don't hear anything, but that's awesome.
that's cool. That's fine. That's right. They're nocturnal, so now's their playtime.
Yeah.
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 Just kind of
Gotta
a bit
deal with it.
conscious that
Right.
yeah, they're just making a load of noise right now.
That's great.
Um
So, what do you have any like it's kind of still early in the year. Do you have any like goals for either like your streaming this year or even like personal goals that you kind of have in mind that you'd like to work on or accomplish?
So I'm not really one to kind of set goals. Just with kind of my mental health, I don't think that far like ahead.
Mhm.
Like I might have, a few plans for the week, and that's kind of where I kind of end it. Um, but yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, it's hard to think of like uh long-term goals. And it's a bit like the same when I've had counseling and things. They're like, oh, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I'm just like, I kind of don't see myself anywhere. So
right.
kind of
Yeah.
like, I'd kind of take each day as it comes, really.
I
Yeah.
got you.
No, that's cool. Yeah, I think that sometimes like hearing the word goals or like having to think down the road, like for me anyways, can be really overwhelming because it's
Yeah.
just like, yeah, you're right. Like things, like I feel like the older you get, the more you realize how like quickly things change. And it's like, it doesn't even matter what you say, like 6 months from now, things could be completely different. Like it's just hard to tell. So, like,
Yeah.
for me, it can be really overwhelming to try to like think that far into the future.
So I don't think it'll be this year. But one of my goals would be, I suppose, to get back out, touring with a band that I follow, which is the Damned. They're a what would it have been, 76? So yeah, 70s punk group that are still touring. They did have a couple of tours lined up, but kind of COVID kind of stopped play on that.
Sure.
So yeah, it'll be kind of going back out and seeing all the guys again, and kind of living that kind of lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
that'll be
That would
fun.
be
which
awesome.
I do their merchandise as well. So
Oh,
kind
cool.
of that's just probably something that you don't know about me.
I didn't know that
Um,
actually.
No, I didn't. I did not
so
know
yeah,
that.
when I'm not
What?
gaming, and the dance floor, and I'd kind of go out with them, and basically being a roadie. Um, so yeah.
That's
That's
really cool.
awesome.
I had no idea.
Yeah. So, like, are you passionate about music? Or
In a sense of like listening to it and
right,
stuff, music really helps me.
for sure.
But for like playing or anything, I've got kind of no like desire on that
Yeah,
side of things.
I got you. You don't sing.
Yeah. I sing in the shower. That's about as far as it goes.
Right.
I want to hear you sing so badly.
You might catch me singing nursery rhymes to the Ghost in Phasmo, but that's about it.
That's
great.
fair.
Or just singing some random Blink-182 lines to the Ghost as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, I
Yeah, that's
thinking about it, like I completely forgot about concerts and things like that,
Yeah.
large social gatherings that aren't awful because I don't like them very very often.
right.
But yeah, that's one thing I kind of miss. I mean, I haven't been to a
Yeah.
concert in probably like 5 years, but
Forgot that was even a thing.
right, yeah, yeah, that's crazy to think
Yeah,
about.
so
But
I would probably do like 8 to 10 shows a year, maybe a bit more. But it kind of just depends on when they're touring and whereabouts. So yeah, that's just something I do with my parents as well. They started it first. I don't know how long they've been touring, but when I kind of turned 16, I started going along and kind of met the band and kind of we got kind of like quite pally. So my mum used to make a packed lunch for the band every time we went out, and the guitarist was like, "Oh, have you got any sandwiches?" So yeah, she kind of do all that, and then the merch lady, when I turned 18, she was kind of just where she'd seen me quite a lot, and seen my parents, she kind of got into trusting us. She was like, "Oh, I've got a nip backstage. Do you mind like watching the merch and everything?" I'm like, we're like, "Oh no, it's fine." And then kind of from there, I kind of started helping her out at the end of the shows when there was like a big rush for sales and things. So yeah, kind of got into helping, and she's been like really close friends with mum.
that's awesome.
So yeah.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
I learned something new about you today.
Yeah. Yeah, very new.
Well, I've learned a couple things, but that one's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
That's super
Yeah,
cool.
so Sominic's mom is like the coolest person ever.
Yeah, we like Brit Mum around here.
Yeah,
She's the
Brit
best.
mom is amazing. She's so cool. Like, what does she think about like your streaming and stuff like that you've picked up recently? Obviously, it sounds like you've been playing games for a long time, so I'm sure she's like used to you being on probably like gaming it up with friends, but
Yeah, so she doesn't like fully understand it still.
yeah.
There's like, sometimes I'm kind of like gaming and, she's just not long had a shower, so she's in a towel, and then she'll pop into my room and then she'll be like, "You on cam?" And I'm just like, "No." Like, why would you just tell me just to ask that?
Right?
Um,
Like too late if I am.
yeah, I was just like,
Oh,
well, no, but I just like typically I don't stream with a cam on, and then she was like, "But you got your headset on." I was just like, I game with my headset on all the time, like,
That's so funny.
so yeah, it's just kind of yeah, she doesn't fully understand it, but yeah,
I
I
feel like
think
that's how a lot of our parents are.
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like she
Yeah.
gets kind of a slight gist of it from
Mhm.
kind of talking to you guys more as well.
Yeah.
And sending your birthday wishes on the snap. So
Yeah.
She's amazing, guys.
I've tried to explain to my mom that I've made a lot of friends from around the world through video games. She's like, "How you do that?" I'm like,
What? You should be playing video games. No.
Yeah.
My parents would be shocked to know that anyone would ever want to watch someone play video games.
Right, yeah. I've never even tried to explain that to my parents. I don't think they would
Yeah, so
understand.
there's like when I was talking to my doctor and things, they're like, "What's streaming? Like, I'm old. Like, what is it?" And then I explain it, and then she was like, "Why would you want to watch someone play a video game?" And I just kind of, I know she's into like sailing and stuff, and I'm just like, like, why didn't you take it in like a race? You kind of want to watch someone do something that
Right.
they're better at than you. Just like even in like playing football, you
Yeah,
play
for sure.
football to watch someone at a higher skill level do what you can't do.
If people
Yeah.
can watch golf, then
Right.
Yeah.
is not that far
Then
off
watching video games is not
to watch
far-fetched
video
whatsoever.
games. Yeah.
Like, and that's what I don't think people understand, like the community around it
And
too,
if you
unless you're
play, if you play golf, I don't even care. I play golf. It's boring to watch. It's fun to play. It's boring to watch. I don't know. That's
Then
my
going
opinion,
down
at least.
that line, I play darts, so
Darts.
it's kind of.
Do you watch
Yeah.
people play darts?
I do watch. I've watched a couple of
See?
finals and things. So
Everyone has
so,
their own thing to watch,
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
But hopefully your doctor doesn't watch golf and then judge you for watching people play video games.
No, but she does. She does a lot of sailing herself, so
Yeah.
I know she's kind of like into boats and
Right.
whatever sailing she does. So
Gotcha.
um,
Yeah, there's
so,
some
yeah.
sort of age gap there where I don't think people will
Right,
ever
like I don't
understand,
think they can grasp that.
which is fine.
I'm sure just like the technologies that we can do this is
Right.
probably even like somewhat of a foreign thing to grasp.
And a lot of times
You hate to say it, but
a lot of times, well, sometimes like you're not even watching the game. You're there for the people.
Yeah.
The game's just like an extra
yeah.
bonus.
There's definitely been kind of a few streams that I've been in, and the game just doesn't appeal to me. But I'm there to support the
Right,
streamer
exactly.
and kind of chat to them. But
Yeah.
then there's others that like the game doesn't appeal to me personally, but I enjoy watching it.
Right.
So like it will be something like I'll never play this game, but I kind of enjoy kind of watching it and how it all plays out.
Hey Pickle, thanks for the resub, man. The best thing I would do in that situation is be like, hey, have you ever played Tetris? If they've played Tetris, you show them Robbie Juice. Be like, look at this.
Yeah,
You ever seen Tetris like that?
They will be hooked.
This is why I play video games. Or watch
Yes.
people play video games. It's
For this
amazing.
right here. That's true. That Tetris is something they would all probably understand.
Yeah.
So.
Um,
that's so funny.
I know I asked how being involved in the community has helped and stuff, but like, has streaming in any way like benefited you and your mental health at all?
Yeah, probably just the more so of being like socially interactive, kind of helping me kind of speak to people and
Right.
things like that. Like when you asked about coming onto the podcast, I was just like, nope.
Yeah.
But then I spoke to Steph about it, and I was just like, my anxiety is going to go through the roof.
Yeah.
But then, like, the more I thought about it, it's just like I've gamed with both of you. I spoke to both of you, so there's probably like there's no real difference than
Right.
being in comms into a game than just chatting now.
Right.
So yeah, kind of the first instance when you asked me, I was just like, no, definitely not.
Yeah,
but then
honestly, I thought it was a no when
stepped
because
down.
Lizard had messaged me and been like, "I'm gonna ask Sominic," and I was like, "Yeah," and he's like, "He said he'll think it over the weekend." I was like, oh, "He's not gonna do it."
Yeah,
I know what that means. Anytime you're like,
I knew
Yeah.
I had wanted you on for a while,
Yeah.
but I was like, I want to get through a few episodes before I ask him. That way, you can kind of get an idea of what it's going to be like. And then even when I
Yeah.
asked you, I was like, I hope he says yes. So I'm super
Right.
glad you agreed to come on because
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I think yeah, the first initial thing is like I'll think about it over the weekend, and then I think it was like maybe Friday during Phasmo or just after Phasmo. So it's like yeah, I'll do it. So
Yeah.
No, I'm glad you did.
Yeah, me too. Super glad to have you on.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you were even like, besides Lizard, I feel like you were one of the first people I was actually playing games with, like on a almost daily basis. So,
yeah, I think it was kind of me, you, um, Liz and JT. I think playing Warzone.
mhm.
I think that was kind of
Yeah. Like all
the
the time.
first,
Yeah.
yeah, the first time that we came together,
Yeah.
and the first time I met JT as well. So
Yeah, you're definitely one of the first people I started playing with from streaming.
Mhm.
I already knew Raven, so
yeah,
but yeah, it's been so crazy the little journey we've had. It's brought us to
Yeah.
here at being on a podcast, episode 8, with each other.
yeah, definitely.
Who would have thought?
Here we are. Who would have thought?
Here we
I
are.
know. It's crazy. I mean, yeah, it's crazy. Such a short amount of time for all this to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
I never would have thought in a million years, I'll be on a podcast, but now
Me
I'm
neither.
hosting one. It's crazy. But
Yeah.
anyways, Raven, do you have anything else?
I might look at my chat. I haven't really
I got you.
looked much.
Sam, is there anything you wanted to ask or talk about?
Um, I mean, I don't know how like deep you want to go into like the mental health side of things for me.
It's totally up
Um,
to you, man. You know,
but
I know personally myself. I haven't, like, I don't know the full gist of everything.
yeah, so I don't think many people do, but I'm quite, I'm open to talk about it. But it's kind of not like a long story, but I kind of just get to like the main points. But
Right.
in 2019, I kind of had a rough end of the year. My dad was taken into hospital, um, and like he was severely ill. We don't know what was going on with him at the time. Turns out it wasn't anything too serious. And then he was recovering from that. And then during that time he was recovering, I lost my granddad. And then following that, I had quite like a bad breakup with an ex of mine. So kind of all of that together just kind of bottled up, and I kind of hit a real like downward spiral. Just by the point I was relying on alcohol and things like that. And then it kind of got to a point where I took an overdose. And then I wouldn't talk to anyone. I completely disengaged with everyone. I wouldn't eat, wouldn't drink. And then it kind of got to a point where the mental health crisis team was involved. Um, and then within the same week, I attempted suicide again. And I won't go into like details of that, but on kind of the way, on the way to kind of how I planned it, I was detained by police, and I was detained under a mental health act of a 316 or something. And then I was put into a psychiatric hospital for a few hours. I say a few. I was probably in there for for about 18 hours. Spoke to many kind of psychiatrists and things like that, and then was released. Was working closely with mental health team, everything like that. And now kind of on a lot of, well, I'm on medication now, but kind of I went through a lot of medication to see kind of what would help and what would not. And I've seen like a lot of counselors and CBT therapists and things like that. So I'm definitely doing a lot better than I was. But yeah, it's kind of be at like the lowest point anyone could like get to kind of where I am now. I'm very grateful for everyone that has been there for support and everything like that. But I feel like that's kind of where my kindness kind of comes into it, because I know how it is to be the lowest of the low, and kind of I don't want anyone else to feel that way. So that's where I'm kind of, I'm always kind of cheery and jokey, and like I try and be really upbeat. There's still days where I just want to lay in bed. I don't want to do anything. I'm sure both of you know that. But yeah, kind of when I'm in a stream, typically I will appear really really chirpy and quite bubbly. But yeah, kind of if anyone's having like a low day or anything, I'll try and cheer them up, try and make a couple of jokes, make them laugh. Just because I know how it is to feel the lowest of the low, that I don't want like anyone else to feel like that. So yeah, I could have like gone a lot deeper into that, but I won't.
No, thanks for sharing
harder.
that, because
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people do go through things similar to a degree, and I feel like everyone thinks it's just them, like no one else understands, no one else gets that, and just like reminds you, especially when you have a platform like this, like you really need to realize you don't know anyone that's coming through your chat, like you don't know what they're going through at that current time, and to be that like light and that positivity for them might make a big difference just in their day.
Yeah, totally. Just something as small as going to someone's stream, that's like a smaller streamer, just saying hello.
Yeah.
I've done that, and it has made people's day, and I'm just like, I'm glad, like I'm glad I've done that. Glad I kind of
Mhm.
branched out and was looking
Yeah.
for different people than just going to the typical bigger streamers, which I still enjoy watching some of them, but I feel like after watching like so much of one, you kind of just been like, oh, I'm bored now, like sort of thing.
Yeah.
Feel you.
So, do you think streaming has been like good for your mental health to just have that like communication and like be able to, have those connections with people versus like if you didn't have that with COVID, obviously you're pretty much like shut out from the rest of the world.
Yeah. So obviously I've not worked because of that. Because working in a kitchen is quite stressful.
Mhm.
And then also within a care home as well, you've got added stress of like the conditions of like elderly to be like, do they have dementia and like whatever illnesses or whatever
Right.
they may be, there for. So it's kind of, as well as it's it's safeguarding me, it's also safeguarding them, which I totally understand. So we have like meetings with my home manager at work, and we kind of talk about, are you ready to come back and things like that. The one main thing that they're saying is stopping me is my sleep schedule, and I'm just like, my sleep schedule is only this bad because I've got no routine.
Right.
So it's kind of a thing that I'm fighting against as well with work. But they have been really supportive, and they check up on me. So I'm grateful for my managers and that.
Yeah, that's
Um,
awesome.
so yeah, it is good to um, have a community here that you can speak to, and you can there's so many people that I do speak to. And then I'll hang out in their streams and people will come to mine. So just having people to talk to that's that they don't fully know you, so there's no fear of being judged by them. Um, Whereas most people in my town, just where it's quite small, they they know your story sort of thing.
For sure.
Yeah.
So whether they judge or not, that's on them. But that was kind of one of my main anxieties, I suppose, of me not going out. Is just it was the fear of being judged after everything that happened. So yeah, I'm kind of getting over that, and still talking to therapists and stuff. So yeah.
Well,
What would you say helped kind of pull you out of that dark place that you were in?
The kind of the thought of the kind of pain that it would leave my parents and my nephews in. Just because my nephews adore me. Every Friday they come over, and we spend a couple of hours with them, and do all sorts of whatever games. Like we might just come downstairs and play with Lego, or play some random game that they've made up on the spot. So yeah, I suppose it's family that kind of helped pull me through it, and then kind of as a added boost, kind of once I got my medication underway, then I met the dream community and everything like that as well. So that was kind of meeting new people and kind of getting to know others, and then it was just I felt like I had a lot more support from that as well. So yeah, it's just having the positivity of others around kind of boosts your own positivity, and kind of I might be having a bad day, and then I can go into someone's stream and we'll start talking and whatever, and you just can turn your day around. I know it does for me. So
for sure. Well, thank you for opening up. I know that's not an easy thing to do. And for the people watching, just know, if you're going through something, other people have gone through probably similar situations, or have felt, the same type of way before. So, don't be afraid to reach out to anybody, you know what I mean? It's okay to seek help, and we all have each other's back around here, so I know personally I'm super thankful, man, that you're here today on the podcast, the Unkindness Lounge podcast, dude.
Yeah.
You're truly
Yeah.
One of the best friends I've made, so I couldn't imagine any other way. So yeah.
I totally agree with everything he said. Yeah. Midnight Twin, he said, so nice to finally put a face to the name.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you mainly just see my calves on the cooking stream, as Steph pointed out about 1,000 times.
That's so funny. Is that true? Oh man.
The Shrek slippers.
and the Shrek slippers. They're not actually.
Man, I gotta see the Shrek slippers.
They're not actually.
They're just
Shrek
green
slippers.
sides.
Yeah.
Steph's like, yeah, he never gets to play his PS5 because he's forced to play PC games with me.
Yeah, that's true. She guilt trips me all the time.
For your cooking stream, Curtis is like, PB&J is more my speed. Honestly, though.
All right, I'm gonna scroll
I don't know if I
back.
can get sandwiches up together for a cooking stream. I don't know how well that will go.
The whole 5 minutes.
Take me
Yeah.
longer to set it up
Tanette
than it
wants
is.
to know why you keep fighting them. I don't know what that means. I'm intrigued.
So she thinks she can be top gifter in Dreamstream, but we all know it's me. So she keeps fighting me on that.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's funny. Hey, we're here for the support.
Well, I did
Awaken.
cheat a little bit, and I waited till she left and went to bed for the night, and then
Right.
I just made sure I was a couple over.
That is
Awaken
so
O
funny.
Sleeper wants to know how long your hair is. This is a good time to ask questions in chat, by the way. Probably.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
like
Drop the questions, guys, if you've got any.
I can kind of like, you know, I was in a ponytail, but it's not all that long.
Still pretty good length. I'm jealous, that's
You
for
could
sure.
probably do a little bun with that.
I put it up in a ponytail most of the time. Which I'm just gonna, put it back up now.
Steph says
Jealous.
I'm always guilt tripping Cavs in Valheim.
Yeah.
I want to read some of these comments here.
Go for it.
While you were talking, Awaken O Sleeper says, "So unbelievably glad that you're here, Sam." Jeanette says, "I appreciate your openness about this. My husband struggles with mental health too. Much love and support from someone who is loving someone through these." Tony says, "Thanks for sharing, Sam." Steph on a highlighted message says, "Fucking adore you, Sominic." KP says, "So proud of you, Sam, for how far you've come. Excited for you to continue this journey. Thanks for sharing. We love you." Jeanette says, "Love you, Sam. You never know what someone's struggling with, so now I understand the fights more." That was after the fights question. Dreamality says, "Much love, Sam," and the list goes on. So
yeah, I'm kind of, I've always been open about my mental health.
right.
Because I just feel like it's not spoke about enough.
I think
It's
it can
not.
help too, being so open about it, just so people
Yeah.
know where you're coming from. I think anymore these days, there's a preconception that if you talk about it, people will look at you a different way or judge you, and if they do, that sucks on them. But like, there's a lot of people that understand. Like, people are more aware of how deep mental health can be, and
Yeah.
they just have an understanding for it. So I think it can help a lot.
And I think
I
like,
agree.
for some men that, that struggle with mental health and they don't want to talk about it is keeping that, that macho kind of, I'm tough, I don't need to talk
Right.
about it. But like, if you're struggling, then I would, from my personal experience, I'd always, seek help. Um, I was always against taking antidepressants and everything. But I tried counseling previously and things like that. I went through a lot of routes, and it's just as my doctor put it, it's the chemical imbalance in your body. Just sometimes needs help. So you know,
Right.
I'm hoping that the tablets aren't a lifetime thing, but if they are, they are. We, once you get uh, in a kind of a positive frame of mind a lot longer, you can kind of come off them. But if you start feeling bad again, you need to go back on them. You always can. You, I'm on a quite high dose. I can go up to one more dose for my maximum dose. But if I was ever to, I'm having a lot more good days and bad days. I can talk to my doctor and be like, oh, okay, I think it's time to maybe, step down a dose, and kind of just monitor it from there. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend going from like the dose that I'm on to then going like completely cold turkey. I think that might throw me a bit. But yeah, I'm just I'm going with doctor's advice and things like that. So
Yeah, that's good. And like I'm glad you were able to get the help you needed, and like yeah, I definitely think that we could all do like a better job of like talking about it more and getting rid of the stigma that it's like something unusual to go through like mental health issues, because it affects so many more people than any of us realize. Like, and it's so much more common, but because it's not talked about and because there's a stigma around it, it's like everyone thinks if they struggle with mental health or anxiety or depression or anything like that, they're like the only ones.
yeah,
So yeah, I definitely appreciate you opening up and talking about it, because I feel like we definitely need to do more of that just as a whole and get rid of like the stigma around mental health issues.
yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna try to read this, but KP said that Steph wants to know. I's dying to know if Air Love Sominic would fancy coming to mine for a cider and a Mersurge proper like. I hope I did that right.
Oh, wow. That's a valiant effort of a Bristol accent.
Yeah, Denny, I skipped over that message in my chat 'cause I didn't even want to try. I was like, yeah, not today. Sorry, Steph.
That's awesome, Tanette. Tanette says their animals help her husband as well. It's pretty cool.
So it's really weird. Like whenever I'm having a bad day, my cats just won't leave me alone. But then I'm like, go away! Like I don't want your love today.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I think it's always been said that animals can sense when you're sad and things. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I think so too. There hasn't been too many times where I've been, crying at home or something, but if I am, Kiki, our cat, will just come snuggle up to me. I'm like, you're weird. I don't deserve you.
Yeah.
6 out of 10. I read that perfectly.
Yeah, I think Sominic needs to do a stream sometime where he just talks about like what kind of like the words and like jargon that Brits use.
Yeah, honestly.
That we don't know, like what Steph tried to write. I'm like, okay. I need to know what all of that means.
So a biscuit is a cookie. What's a cookie? Also a cookie?
Yeah.
Wait, so is a biscuit a cookie?
A biscuit's a type of cookie. No, wait. What
it's
did I say?
Not. But I'll trust you.
A cookie is a type of biscuit, is what I was meant to say there.
Oh, okay. And then, a scone is a biscuit. An actual biscuit, like one of our biscuits, right? Except sweeter, maybe.
Yeah, but you can get like a plain scone, or you can get like a fruit scone.
What would a cracker be? Like a Ritz, like a Ritz cracker.
Okay, so we just call them a cracker as well.
Okay. See, I always feel so dumb. It's like, what do you call a car? A car.
You're not gonna try to like grab cookies for the biscuits and gravy recipe, right?
No. I'm gonna what, sorry?
You're not gonna try to grab like cookies for the biscuits and gravy recipe, right?
No, I've got me and KP were talking, and there's a recipe that we want to try.
I was gonna say you would be definitely correct about that being disgusting.
Yeah, no, we've settled on something that we are both gonna try, and she's gonna try it out as well, and then give me the measurements because we use like grams and milliliters, and then typically must use like cups, from what I like believe.
Oh, that's so funny.
I'm checking here because I know there were more questions earlier and I just happened to miss them. They were quite a while ago. We will see. Do you have any questions for us, Sominic? You know pretty much a lot about me.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
say
just,
pretty much myself also.
There's nothing that I can really think of.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like you know both of us very well at this point. So.
Right now it is 2:05 a.m. for Somnic, if I'm not mistaken, Tony.
It is 2:05 a.m.
Are you going to bed after this? Or are you staying up all night?
I'll probably go into bed.
That's fair.
Wherever I sleep, I don't know. Fairly awake right now, but that can change in a matter of minutes, as you both know.
Yes.
Yeah.
we have had nap time on like what was it, like FaceTime or like Snapchat video or something. We like all had
Snapchat
a
video.
group nap time once.
They're my favorite Twitch clip of all time, actually, is who are you playing with? Tim and Steph?
Tim and
So
Steph.
And you were playing that bug game.
Yeah, we were playing Grounded.
Grounded. And
Yeah.
Tim and Steph are playing and stuff, and you just hear. I don't know if you can hear that. I don't know if I'm even making a snoring sound. I don't snore, so I don't know.
You are.
So
But,
it got to a point where like Steph was having issues with the game and everything just got really slow. And I think I was up like 30 hours prior to our gaming session. And yeah, so everything just got slow. I got really comfy, and yeah, I just fell asleep had a little 5-minute power nap.
Steph just posted the
They
clip,
caught
so I'm
it
gonna
on
show it real
stream.
quick.
It was a great
clip. And it was on stream. Tim was like Tim's question of, is that someone sleeping, woke me up? And I was just like, because I was in like such a daze of just being woken up, I was just like, yeah, it's me. Like, I'm ready.
I'm playing the clip right now.
Were you sleeping?
Jesus.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I might have drifted off.
Yeah, nodded off.
Actually?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, maybe.
John, what the fuck? What time is it there? Have you slept?
I've not slept since I was gaming with Raven at 1 a.m.
Sorry, I was watching the clip. You guys probably just saw me laughing like a weirdo. But it's such a good clip.
But yeah, it's not the first time I've kind of been gaming and I've just like passed out. I remember there's been a couple of times where I'm playing FIFA. It's late at night and I'm halfway through a match and I just like fall asleep, and then I've like woken up and I've lost like 8-0 just where I wasn't like playing or anything. I was like, okay, cool.
That's funny.
Do we have any more questions in the chat?
I don't have anything on my side.
I don't at the moment. But yeah, dude, Som, thank you so much for coming on. I'm glad you agreed to.
I'm so glad you agreed to it. It would just not have been the same if you would have never done this.
We would have got you eventually one way or another, whether it had to be like just being like, hey, come play COD with me, and then you hop in Discord and it's like, well, trick's on you.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, no, we appreciate you being here and how much you've talked to us and opened up about everything, and yeah, really appreciate that. And I've enjoyed getting to like learn more about you. And I'm sure everyone, like, you've been supporting so many people for so long now that I'm sure like everyone in chat has really enjoyed like getting to know more about who you actually are. So
yeah, I mean, obviously
we
getting to know
appreciate it.
a bit more about my background as well. So
Yeah. And who doesn't want to hear more of the accent, honestly?
Right.
That's the reason you got me on, wasn't it?
That's really why we wanted you on. 2 hours of Brit accent? Like, yes, please.
Right.
Steph says Valheim? Question mark, Sominic.
Yeah.
Maybe, Steph, maybe. Let me move everything back upstairs and we'll see.
If you guys don't already follow Sominic, go follow Sominic. He's amazing. You definitely don't want to miss out on those cooking streams, even if you don't cook along, which I haven't cooked along to them. They're just so much fun. And it's probably your best chance of having Britmum just pop in, which is always like the best. So
Yeah.
you always have that.
Guys, go follow Somnic and Lizard if you are not.
Yeah, go
already.
follow Raven as well if you don't
For
follow
some
Raven.
reason, my shoutouts aren't. Oh, yeah, they are. Never mind. This is what happens when I don't get on in so long. I forget how to do it.
Do we want to get a double raid going?
Heck yeah. There we go. Yes. I got logged out of Twitch, so
Oof.
I can't even see who's on. Why is this happening to me today?
Sominic, would you like to pick?
I was just
You
seeing
send it over? Yeah. There's plenty of options on tonight. Definitely is.
Oh, really?
I wish we could raid them all. What if you could do a spurt raid? Just click like 5 people and it disperses you like your viewers into a random spot.
Like a random raid.
That'd be weird.
Wait, what? I didn't even hear that. Oh, this is the perfect time for all the Somnic.
Thank you for hopping in, Dream, and rating for everyone to listen. We really appreciate that. So.
Yes, thank you, Dream.
One last question. What is your jersey?
It's a gaming one. It's the Rebels in pink. They were I think it originally started out with 4 girls as a streamer group. But when I met them, it's just 2 of them, Sam and Holly. They no longer stream, but this was one of their merch t-shirt jerseys they dropped.
Nice.
Words are hard.
Cool.
Super cool.
But yeah, they done a lot of work with like breast cancer awareness and stuff. So I'm pretty sure this was one of the t-shirts that the funds went towards a charity to support that.
Nice. That's awesome.
But yeah, I've got a hoodie and there's another top I've got as well. So yeah.
Cool.
Love it.
Wait, did you guys decide on somebody?
I think he was looking.
I mean,
I'm gonna type in
Survivor's on,
Unkindness raid.
or Genja's on playing some Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Javante and Zana both on playing some Destiny.
Right.
Take your pick.
Totally up to you.
Yeah.
Whichever one you want to send them to.
We'll go to Zan.
Okay.
Sorry,
And then it's kind of like 2 because Javante is going to be there as well.
Yeah, for sure.
True.
They're both awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And guys, copy and paste the hashtag unkindness raid if you guys want to come along for the raid.
Yeah, here's a teaser, by the way. Next week's episode, we still have to pick a day, Raven, but Wednesday or Thursday, it sounds like it could be. And speaking of Zarn, you might be seeing him sooner than you think. Well, besides right now.
Wink, wink.
Just saying. So definitely won't want to miss it. Thanks again, Sam, for coming on, and thank you guys for
so much.
Thank you guys for hanging out. You're awesome. So let's go
Thanks,
show.
Al, for the bits.
Let's go show Zarners some love.
Let's do it. See
I
you
forgot
guys.
to chat it.
May have just banned Steph.
All right, bye guys.
Hey guys.
Hiya.
Raven, what is up, Ravenclaw?